Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Jay the Wonder Gamer video. Today's video we're going to be taking a look at the brand new information that just popped up for the brand new Utawarerumono game that's supposed to come out next year, and that is called Utawarerumono Shiro no Michishirube. I very much apologize if I butchered all that pronunciation. That really threw me for a loop. What was cool about it is that Aqua Plus actually did a live stream for it, revealing more information about the game. Now, what you're going to be seeing in the background is there wasn't really any gameplay footage. They kind of just did some stills and also revealed the opening of the game, which looks really great in my personal opinion. And what's cool about that, we also get to hear the opening song, which is being sung by the singer who's been with the franchise since the very beginning. I believe her name is Sahara. I apologize immensely if I butchered that, and I don't think I know the title of the opening song for this game, but it is pretty cool to look at, and it does have some spoilers for Monochrome Mobius, of which this is the sequel for, but I don't think it's enough to spoil the game if you want to play it for yourself, which I highly recommend. It is a pretty good game. And also on a side tangent about Monochrome Mobius Rights and Wrongs Forgotten, that is a mouthful, they also revealed during the stream that that is going to be getting a Switch 2 version. Now, it's coming out in 2026 as well. They didn't go into great detail, and we don't know if that's coming to the West either, because again, this was all geared towards the Japanese audience, and I don't know if NIS America will bring that over, and if they do, I don't know if they'll do like a physical release or if they'll just do like a digital code. But either way, I'm kind of hopeful that NIS does bring over the Switch 2 version of Monochrome Mobius Rights and Wrongs, and I hope they do bring over this new Utawarerumono game as well. So those are some things to look forward to. And to keep this side tangent going about the release as well, they also confirmed that the new Utawarerumono game is going to be coming out for the PlayStation 5, the Nintendo Switch 2, and the PC, which I think are good choices for this game to release on. Now, we move away from that aspect and we can start talking about the characters and other parts that were revealed. Now, what was cool about this is we got to see the brand new design for the four main characters, and if you guys don't know who they are, they should be up on the screen right now, and we're going to go from left to right. The first one's going to be Monochika, Shunya, Oshter, and Mikazuchi. And honestly, I think all the designs look amazing. One that threw me for a loop was Oshter, because the other three I recognized instantly when I saw them. I was like, oh hey, that's Mikazuchi, or that's Monochika. But then I saw this one guy and I was like, who are you? You look nothing like anyone I've seen before. And then I was starting to wonder what happened to Oshter. And then we see the screen of actually him and his Monochrome Mobius design in this, and I was like, oh my god, it looks like night and day. Like outfit, different colors, also different art style. Honestly, I think he's my favorite looking out of all of them, and I'm a huge Mikazuchi guy. He is my number one guy from the franchise. Yeah, I think they look really great. So then we move over to, like I said, some gameplay images, and it seems to be following the same format as Monochrome Mobius. And if you guys don't know about that, it is a turn-based RPG, and the turns are decided by the ring mechanic you see at the top left. You'll see an outer ring, a middle ring, and then an inner ring, and the whole premise is to get your guys into that inner ring because you'll go around the circle faster, so you'll have more turns in that order. But in vice versa, the enemy can also try and get there as well, or kick you out, or you can kick the enemy out. So basically, it's just a strategy of how do you get your characters into the most inner rings so you can have the most turns so the enemy has to wait even longer. It's a really fun aspect in my opinion, and something I really enjoyed about the first game. I'm kind of hoping that they flesh it out a little more along with the combat system as well, because it was pretty cool, but it was very basic in my opinion, and some of the attack animations were also very basic, so I'm kind of hoping that gets a little spruced up as well. And along with that, I also hope that the game is more optimized for the systems that it's going to be on, because one of the major problems that Monochrome Mobius did have is it did have a frame rate issue inside combat and outside of combat. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the game, and that's also because I'm a huge Utawarerumono fan, but I can also sit here and tell you that there were some issues with the game, and I don't think it was a bad first start for these guys, because the original series of the Utawarerumono games, they were visual novels with some strategy turn-based RPG elements, and this was their first go at trying to make this like a full-blown JRPG with not a lot of visual novel influence. And like I said, I think they did a pretty good job for a baseline. Now, I just want them to pretty much refine the craft and kind of take some of the criticism and feedback to heart and see how they're going to implement it in the new game. But those are my 2 cents on the game, and obviously, like I said, we haven't seen it running in actual gameplay. We just have still images to see of it, and I'm very optimistic because, like I said, I did talk about some issues with Monochrome Mobius. It does have some, but if you can get past that, it's a really fun game in my opinion, and it is a really great game for Utawarerumono fans. So I highly recommend you try it out, like I said at the beginning of the video. But I think that's pretty much everything I could glean from the live stream that I wanted to talk about. So guys, if you managed to make it this far, please leave a comment in the comments section. Let me know, have you ever heard of the Utawarerumono franchise? Have you ever played any of the games? If you have, please let me know which game was your first. For me, it was Mask of Deception, but I did watch the anime they made for the original game, and I do have Prelude of the Fallen. I just haven't had time to finish it, which is the remake of the very first game. If you haven't played, have you been interested, or has this video made you interested about the Utawarerumono franchise in general, or do you just want to try Monochrome Mobius because it's an actual JRPG as opposed to a visual novel? Either way, let me know, guys. And again, I want to thank you very much for watching the video. If you made it this far, I want you all to have a great day. I want you all to be safe out there, and remember, let's rock.